usually they do it at the end, unless they have like something extremely hype. Like, dang, you guys brought the Smash character first.
Yeah.
Dude, this last announcement better be insane.
This is gonna be
and
the
I'm not
best.
really
This is gonna be the best direct ever, dude.
And then I don't really play Splatoon like that, so I just saw Splatoon 3 and I just didn't give a shit. I was just like,
Triangle was looking nice.
dude, that game was so hype.
What the
Risky.
fuck?
Cop the demo.
Gavin's like, you guys are. It's not Pokemon. I'm not playing that. Get out of here.
Like, for some reason, people are always arguing over the wrong thing every time. They're like, I think this move is side B, not down B. And it's like, can we talk about the move? When are we gonna talk about the move?
That like, is that roll that activates the I don't care what it is. That shit's broken.
Exactly.
Joker carries that pack like by far when it comes to like meta diversity.
It's so funny because I was just about to casually like start tweeting about the Smash World Tour, and then Charles messaged me like, are we doing the podcast? And I'm like, oh my god. What are you doing?
Bro, I'm so excited. I get to talk about how turbo broken this character. Bro, did y'all see that move? It came out mad fast. It was like a twirl.
Which character?
Pyra, actually. Hold on.
The Nair, where it's like zoomed in on her?
Yeah.
I thought that was a neutral air, but there's another one that also looks like a neutral air.
Yeah, I can't tell. I just call them moves. I'm like, yo, that move?
Yeah.
That looks broken.
Dude,
like,
who cares like what move it is?
Yeah.
At the moment.
That upward hitting move, that joint look broken.
Yeah, exactly. That's all that matters. Like, for some reason, people are always arguing over the wrong thing every time. Like, they're like, I think this move is side B, not down B. And it's like, can we talk about the move? When are we going to talk about the move? Every time, dude. They're like, if you look at the sparkles and the dust cloud, I would say that it's actually diagonal downwards on the C stick.
Yeah, like, but that like, is that roll that activates the I don't care what it is. That shit's broken.
Exactly. We're on the same wavelength.
I mean, like, obviously when you're talking about it, like, your brain just instantly goes like I saw the kind of fast up hitting move on the ground. I was like, oh yeah, her up tilt, and I was like, oh, it might not be her up tilt. But
yeah,
like,
dude, I started to like I started to get into this mindset. I think yesterday while I was practicing, like towards the end, I was like, wait, what if their switch is like their air dodge or like their rolls and spot dodge? Like, what if it's their dodges and it switches them and you like have to?
That's what I was thinking.
Dude, that would make so much sense for a new DLC mechanic character, right?
I actually, but like, okay.
But then that would mean their air dodge is really fucking good. Because it looks good.
Then, like, but like, what's the rate of the diminishing? That's like, I would be like, is that the way they're going to kind of balance it? Where like the first couple ones are like OD strong. And then like, if you spam it too much, it's like, because Switch, you can spam it and it doesn't matter. You don't get a diminishing return on it, right? But so it's like maybe that's a way of them gonna be balancing it, or maybe they just said fuck it and we're gonna make a DLC Switch. Like
I would have if I had to pick. I'm saying it's just like a move, but like I thought that would be interesting.
There's a chance of that, a slim chance of that being a thing.
I like how we just started talking about it.
Yeah,
we didn't even like,
people,
we didn't even start yet.
People aren't even ready.
But honestly, I'd rather have it be a move.
Yeah.
Because if it's just like an air dodge or a roll or something,
okay,
that means they get another potential chance at a broken move.
There's a couple things I like need to know information about, and it's for Pyra, it's the move where she throws her sword.
Yo.
I just need to know everything about that. And for Mythra, it's like most things, but it's it's like that Shulk up B looking thing. That's what I need to know about, where like she does like the up B into like the projectiles.
Yeah.
I want to know every detail about the up B, like if she can just act in general or like what. And then I want to know about that projectile thing. I want to know if you can do a quick uncharged projectile. That's what I want to see. If I can be playing like Akuma, then that'd be nice.
Right.
Because there's no projectile like that. There really isn't. Like that diagonal, like approaching. The closest thing I can think of is Banjo Egg.
Bro, is there
Oh, T-Jolt, kinda.
T-Jolt.
See, and it's broken.
And it's broken. Oh, let me move my mic.
I feel like Foresight is just Bayo's air dodge and roll. Yeah, I think Foresight is just bats within.
That joint look like DLC bats within.
Yeah, DLC bats within.
DLC. That's what? That's the DLC.
Pikachu really is Akuma? Yeah, it kind of just clicked in my head when I said that.
But yeah, I think it's like, obviously it's hard to say, but like everyone wants opinions, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
But like, just from the little information that we do know, I feel like it's definitely a potential to be a top 5 character. Just like the Switch itself, you're introducing a very like strong mechanic into the game, like just very over the top, overloaded, like, and then. And to me, another thing that's like very like concerning for me, like I mean, I don't want them to not be good, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're gonna be biased with the courtesy. Like I want Sephiroth to be broken. So it's like if he had like concerning mechanics, like I wouldn't give a fuck. I'll just be like, okay, sick. Sephiroth's even better. Like that's super cool. It's kind of like Smash 4 Cloud. When Smash 4 Cloud dropped, I was like looking at his Nair and stuff. Remember like when people were saying Smash 4 Cloud dropped, and then they were like, oh, dude, I think Ike's just better Cloud, and I'm like.
That's true, what? Bro. That's true.
No.
And then you won a tournament.
Right, and then
the first week.
It's like, and then what do you call that? But yeah, it's like Pyra is supposed to be the slower / stronger one, right?
Yes, this is what I was talking about.
Moves, and I'm like, wow, these moves don't really look that slow.
They look fast, and then Mythra is just all frame 1. Okay.
Right, like that's to me, I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, the reason why like we're all saying like top 5 minimum, just like based on what we see, is like that's just how little of a catch all these things have, and also how many broken mechanics he already has from what we've seen. Like that is something else. I think like it's like, okay, PT switch is a very interesting, very good mechanic, but there's like a lot of catches to it. And then they give it to Pyra and Mythra, and it's like, I see only pluses.
Yep.
And then I see bats within, and I'm like, okay, this looks really like they already have the switch. It's like oh, you can do like this bats within mechanic, or you can switch on reaction and punish them. It's like question mark. And then it's like, yeah, I don't know. I see no flaws. Like I saw Pyra's aerial mobility, like it looks fine. And then it's like, okay, well, Mythra's obviously gonna be fine too. She's just faster. So like everyone's like, the first glance is like, okay, one's slow and strong and another one's fast and weak. And it's like, okay, what I see is one's strong and one's really fast. So I'm pretty sure both of them are gonna just be killing you.
Right, and I don't know if we were live when we were talking about the air dodge thing, but there's a slim possibility, very slim. This is more just like a theory from all of us, but it's like, what if the switch mechanic is their like air dodge? And I actually think this would make the character worse, because air dodging and stuff like that is a diminishing return, and you would also be able to force them to switch, right? Like, so say if like it's low percent and it's like I'm comboing you, you force a defensive option, and now like you're not Mythra anymore, you're Pyra, so your moves are a little slower or whatnot, right? So I actually think it's way better if it's like just a down B or a special move. It's probably like 99% chance that it's a special move, because usually
I think we already saw the rolls and stuff, so
right. Well, usually on those trailers they show all the special moves off. So if it was an air dodge or like a roll or anything like that switched you, or spot dodge, like that means they didn't show one special move in the trailer, and that's just like not Nintendo. Usually Nintendo, when they show a character for the first time, like the special moves is usually what defines a character. Like in terms of just like usually a lot of the moves they pull from their games and stuff like that, like all like the flashy shit, right? So
yeah,
like
that's what I was
character
saying
defining.
when I was like analyzing the trailer. Like there's these moves where it's like this crazy, like super slow, really cinematic special move, and I'm like, right now I do not care about these. I care about these like crazy aerials and all these crazy mechanics, but like you can't really say much about the crazy multi-hit, kind of like Sephiroth charged up B. Like I saw a lot of moves like that, and it's like, okay, like unless these moves have like some sort of uncharged variant or like more stuff to it, like I'm not too interested. But like there's like the couple special moves where I'm like, okay, this looks really crazy. Like Pyra like throws her sword, it's like PK fire, and then like she starts moving while they're getting hit, and it's like, okay, like, well, she doesn't have her sword, so like what can she do right now?
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
right.
and there's also
is
like
that, like
and she went
do
and
you
like
have the
grabbed her
freedom to
sword.
move, or do you
Yeah.
automatically move, right? Like these are all questions where it's just like we need to know. There's so much we don't know about the character, but it's just like the fact that a lot of us feel like the character's going to be strong and we know very little about it. That's already kind of just like a signal of just like the things we did see are
Yeah.
like very very strong. If we're all kind of like on the same page in terms of like, wow, this character looks really strong, that means whatever tools we did see, it's like, holy shit, this is crazy. And like obviously everyone's talking about the Switch, and I feel like maybe not everyone in the chat knows exactly like why it's so good, or why keeping your air drift in a Switch is so good. It's like with PT Switch obviously is frame one, but one PT Switch, like it takes longer for the character to come out. So one, it's just easier to react to, right? We don't know if Pyra Mythra Switch is going to be frame one. It might be like frame three or something. It might be the same. And even if it is a frame three move, that's still better than an air dodge, right? So
Yeah.
it's still broken. But if it's frame one, then we're talking like, holy shit, this is like it's very hard for your character to have something like that. A Switch that's frame one, you keep your air drift, right? So it's like, I am going to avoid this move. I'm going to turn intangible, move to a different location, which is like one of the reasons why Min Min is so good. You're able to like do something and move after, right? Like whenever you have that option of like going intangible or throwing out an attack and then moving like right after or during the attack, or defensive option, that's really strong. No matter what, that's strong, and it makes the reversal potential like really really good. Even like being able to set it up aggressively where I like go into you, like this is, you're never going to see a PT try to like set up their Switch offensively. It's just not going to happen, right? It's like too much of a risk because it's too slow. But with this, with how little lag, like imagine if you're Pyra like Mythra, right? Boom 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 combo, right? And you think they're going to swing down on you or whatever, like reversal, you can go into them, switch through their attack, and then now you're Mythra into like a smash attack or into like some kind of like move that's stronger, right? Like now you're opening up offensive capabilities because you're able to drift out or drift in with this move, and that's something like PT had. You're never going to see that from PT, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like literally the best PTs in this call, so like obviously can confirm like switches a very overrated move in my opinion. I think at the very early lifespan, like the first like 6 month meta, like everyone was raving about Switch. It was so crazy, like, and I think that was more so because our knowledge of the game was so shit, right? Like everyone just like tried to do their bread and butters, but they didn't know like which characters they had to respect frame one options out of. And then once everyone started learning that, like, oh, like this isn't true on PT. Like I bait here, I bait here, I bait here, and then it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing about PT Switch is you don't keep your momentum, and you already had very little to begin with. And a lot of characters, especially like top tiers, they can do their bread and butter, right? And they can go for the next part of their bread and butter, whether you switch or not. And if it hits, cool. And if you switch, since they're like if you're playing against a top tier, they can probably hit you anyways, like after whiffing. That situation happens a lot. And then there's the more common situations where you get hit harder because they baited it. So it's like it's really hard. Like the risk reward is just so out of your favor, but it's also like you don't have much of a choice a lot of the time. But with Pyra and Mythra, it's so crazy because it's like a similar idea, but like the air mobility is there. So it's so much crazier that you would probably be able to true combo offensively with a switch in the middle. That's how fast this happens. With PT, it's not like you do a Squirtle combo, a switch to Ivysaur, and you're true comboing. but like this is how much better the Pyra and Mythra switch is. Like for example, I can guarantee right here, right now, there's going to be some sort of Pyra combo because of the extra hit lag and damage that switches to Mythra for a true combo just because of how much faster her frame data and speed is. I can guarantee there's going to be at least a couple of those. And that's just
even
like
vice versa.
And vice versa, it's possible too.
Mythra like hit into like, oh, I'm gonna switch to Pyra, so this follow up like doesn't just hit you, like it kills you.
Exactly. That's like a lot less likely, but it's still extremely possible from what we've seen. But yeah, like it's just crazy how much stuff I'm seeing. That's like, I think that's like what I guess what Smash Ultimate's coming to, because like there's so many characters and there's so much stuff has been introduced that a lot of mechanics are being recycled and like kind of reimagined, or like moves are being recycled or reimagined. Like Pyra and Mythra is kind of just like the best of every world right now. It's like these are mechanics that were new at one point, but we like polished them up and gave them to this character, and they have like multiple of them. So it's like, geez, like this character seems really broken.
And a lot of people are like, they're like, oh yeah, but maybe they'll have like a bat recovery, like
doesn't matter,
something like that. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. And you can see in the trailer, like if you check Mythra's aerial drift, it's insane. Like,
yeah,
there's the part in the trailer you see it, and you're like, oh, all right, well, they got the air drift, they can recover like Chrome or
they got the switch.
Like, they got the switch, which is like essentially a second air dodge off stage.
Exactly.
Like, you know how you can use your like air dodge to live in like the top right corner, like you can do that,
and then still have an air dodge.
Yeah, most people are like, all right, they're dead. This, they're like, ah, snap, what if they swing, or what if they air dodge because they switch? Like, but, and
or you switch into directional air dodge to ledge. Like I'm gonna use the switch as my intangibility, and then use the directional air dodge recovery, like vice versa. Like the amount of options that just opens up on the table, right? Like
also, like what if one of them has like a particularly bad recovery? What if the other one doesn't? You can easily switch into an up B, and it's like there's no difference to like if you didn't switch. Like that's how like that's how non-committal the switch is, right?
Yeah, and then there's layers to it, because like you're playing against somebody, and like if one has a good up B and one has a bad up B, right? You're like, okay, well, are they going to switch to this one for the bad up B, or are they just going to let it rock? And you're like thinking about like 7 different things,
and then they're back on the ledge.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, even if one of them have a good recovery already, combined with like the aerial drift that we've seen, like I currently don't see any downsides to the character.
Yeah, exactly.
Like unless all their moves are like negative 5,000 on shield, which I doubt is the case.
Yeah, like, ultimate. Why would that be a thing?
Yeah, it looks insane. That they look insane.
It all looks so fun and interesting too, because like once again, these are mechanics that are really interesting and fun that are already in the game, and they're just polished up, and they're just like, you know, they have like multiple of them. Like one interesting thing I saw was it looks like Mythra has like the same normals, but maybe smaller and faster. But then some of them look very similar in size too. Like some of them are very noticeably smaller, and then some of them aren't. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It could be just my eyes like playing tricks on me, and they could all be smaller.
That move where she swung forward on the ground,
the F tilt,
ones that I noticed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that looked like a move that may have been smaller.
We clearly saw like up tilt. Pyra's definitely looked bigger.
Yeah.
But then I saw like both of them having the same lunging F smash, and I'm like, huh, like they both look very similar in size.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't look like the range cutoff is like the same throughout the whole moveset. But like it could just be me like not, because it is just a trailer. Like it could be hard to tell, but
even like the camera angles they're showing it.
But there were some like, clear ones where Mythra was faster and smaller. Like up air was very clearly faster and smaller. Pyra's up air was very big.
Yep.
It was like, you know, like Corrin, Lucina, like that animation, but it was very big. And there's no way that up air ain't killing with Pyra. That up air looks like, yo, you already know it got the fire effect. You already know like you're KO'd off the top at 100. Like you already know you're dead.
What about Tippers? That's a good thought.
I never played Xenoblade, so I don't know how both these characters like operate in terms of like from their game. You know what I mean? So like that's something I can't really give an opinion on. But I mean, I'm just glad that overall, like, just as of recent, or as of recent now, it feels like the new DLC they're bringing actually like feels powerful and impactful to the meta. I think that's super important.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not
I
sure if
don't
it's like coincidence, but Sephiroth into Pyra and Mythra feel like some meta characters.
super
Yeah.
refreshing.
Yeah.
It's like when you look at something like Banjo, right, where I personally was huge fan. I was like, yes, let's see this stuff, like Wonder Wing, like we got some cool like recovery stuff, the grenade, right? I just thought it was gonna be so much more impactful to the meta and like the character was gonna bring depth, but he didn't really. Like he's just, and even to me now, I just think he's one of the weaker characters. Obviously you can still find success with him, but with Myth or Pyra, I've never played Xenoblade, but just looking at what these characters can do and like what kind of like fresh take they're gonna bring to the metagame and like how impactful they're gonna be and how powerful they're gonna be. Like I'm not asking for a Smash 4 Bayo, but I would like stuff that like matters, so to speak, right? Like
Yeah.
it felt like all the other characters like didn't really matter, or like what they bring to the table was just like, oh, you're like that character, but you do it a little bit better, or you do it a little bit worse, you know what I mean? And even Joker, like I complain about Joker all the time, but like he's very powerful and like he changed the game.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like he completely changed the game, which is like it's really cool and refreshing, especially if you're a longtime Smash fan that has been watching or playing the game for over a decade. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Or maybe over 2 decades. Wait, when did 64 come out? Jesus Christ, I'm old, dude. God damn. How long have I been playing this fucking game?
Yeah, like it was really weird before Sephiroth and obviously Pyra and Mythra. Like I love how we're saying this like they're already out. But like with Joker, it was like, okay, like you changed the game a lot and then some. And then every other character was like very like not impactful, you know, scratch like maybe Terry. But it's like, damn, like this is a really weird situation. It's like Joker changed the game a little too much, and then every other character might as well not be in the game for competitive, from a competitive standpoint. So it's nice that we're getting more characters that are like, you know, like around Terry's level or better.
Mhm.
Like Sephiroth is like super strong. Yeah, Min Min. I kind of disregarded Min Min for a bit because like I wasn't playing her a lot, but she's definitely stronger than I anticipated. That's cool too. But yeah, this is all like, you know, like the more recent characters. Like Steve is a weird one. Like we already talked about Steve a while back, but like yeah, like I don't know. The characters are more impactful. I definitely agree with Charles. That might be Pyra's dash attack instead of F smash. I know what you're talking about, Music King, but I know the dash attack you're talking about, but they did show off the F smash too for both characters.
The lean back one, right?
Yeah, Pyra's was like very clear because they like mentioned it was a smash attack, but Mythra's was like right before the final smash to like hit the smash ball or something, I think. But yeah, dude, it's so funny. Like I saw when they did like they were like showing like just raw gameplay from like a weird camera angle with like the Mythra did like Corrin down tilt into Corrin up air, and I'm like, okay, that's just 2 Corrin moves, but really fast. And I was like, that's so funny because like I don't know, like the thing is like I shouldn't be getting such strong Corrin vibes aside from like those moves, but I just did the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the trailer specifically, but I remember when Corrin's trailer came out, I was watching it. I'm like, bro, this is a lot of crazy like new stuff, and she ended up impacting.
Was cool.
Yeah, she ended up impacting the meta really heavily. It wasn't exactly how I expected. It was mostly just like pin alone. But like I was just getting those vibes. Like it felt like super like adding a bunch of crazy unique stuff, but like also like basic enough to like we know it'll be effective. I don't know. That's what they do with some of these sword characters. It's like they bring in a bunch of crazy stuff, but they still have those basic sword moves that are always amazing.
Bro, you got Corrin vibes. I'm not gonna hold you. I was gonna wait until I saw the like the whole character reveal thing that they normally do, but I definitely got. I was watching it and I was like, "Yo, this is Smash 4 Bayo." I don't know why. I don't know why, but I honestly like as I was watching, I was like, "This character has the potential."
Yeah,
not that they're gonna be, but definitely has the potential to be the best character in the game, and maybe game breaking as well.
Yeah, I was saying that the whole time. Like the thing is, like, I'm sure all three of us actually feel this way. I'm not sure if the general public has reached this. I feel like it'll eventually come to be, unless Pyra and Mythra overshadows Joker that much. But I think Joker is like next level, like strong, like game breaking.
Yeah, I think Joker.
And it's crazy that like just from a trailer, I'm already like, okay, this, I would not be surprised if this was stronger than Joker. So that's insane. Like, it's so funny. We're like, yeah, like this looks like top 5 minimum. Like we're being safe when we say that. Like that's so crazy. We're being safe,
and we know very little about the character. Yeah. We saw a handful of moves.
Yeah.
And like how the character operates.
Yeah, it's like
we saw a dash and a jump as well, and we're like, oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Right, the air drift was a big one because it's like I saw all the moves, right, and I was like, what about those base stats? Because even in the earlier podcast, I believe the first episode of the podcast, we talked about base stats, right, and like how it was kind of like a trend or a meme where it's like, okay, here's all these crazy moves, shit base stats, like here's Wonder Wing, here's like extra jumps with Banjo. It's just like, whoa, this is so, and then you're like feeling out his base stats. You're like, wait, this character goes nowhere in the air, right? And then with Steve, it was like, oh, look at all this crazy shit. Like you're like building blocks and you're
okay. Try to jump on this platform.
and Steve's like, oh no, I can't do it. But it's like these characters don't. It looks like they come with the base stats. And one thing I really want to point out, which I don't know if this is why you guys feel this way, but I'm gonna assume like we all value like defensive options while in disadvantage, right? This is a core aspect of Smash Ultimate, especially Smash Ultimate, because in Smash 4 you could spam air dodge. So it's like everybody had like some air dodges were more broken than others. Like Ness had some of his air dodge turns were in the Z axis.
Mewtwo was off the screen half the game.
Right, like you would just see them like blinking over and over again. Like I've seen like the buzz, like air dodge, double jump, air dodge in, air dodge back out, land. Like actually, like that was a sequence of shit.
That's so cursed. That's just cursed.
And it's like, so in Smash 4, like disadvantage was like more handed out like generally throughout the cast, right? But in Ultimate, it's not the case because you only got one air dodge, right? So it's like. When you hear people say like Joker and Pyra are the best, one of the big reasons why that's the case is both of those characters have very broken tools while on disadvantage. Joker has the down gun, which doesn't count as a projectile, so it's literally a sword move that he's just poking out while he's landing. There's so many situations where Joker can like force you to respect him after he lost neutral. Because if you think offensively in this game, like everyone's kind of, I wouldn't say equal, but like they kind of like, when people are just like, I don't know why you think Bowser Jr. is so bad, man. I get 0 to 60s all the time with that character. I'm like, dude, everybody 0s to 60s in this game, like for the most part. If your character doesn't 0 to 50, like then it's like, oh, you could probably have one of the weaker combo games. But a standard like combo from most characters offensively, it's like 50% about. You know what I mean? Most characters can do that. So offensively, everything's spread out way more evenly. But like defensively, that's where things get very skewed, and that's where consistency comes into play. Because if you're a top level player and it's just like it's like if I can reset back to neutral, I'm a top level player. My neutral is very strong. So if I can keep forcing neutral situations, I will like beat someone better that has better like that I have better neutral than, right? For the most part, right? And it's like that's when you start bringing consistency in. And one thing that made Bayo so strong in Smash 4 is you had to respect her so much because you could literally be at 0% and you could be comboing her and then all of a sudden you die.
Yeah.
You're dead. Like, so, like, when you have that reversal potential or you have, like, something that makes your gameplay so safe, that's what really puts so many different characters apart in, like, Smash.
Yeah.
And Pyra Mythra, like seeing that switch, and we keep going and talking about the switch, but like this is how important it is. Like that move alone, like once you see that, you're like, oh shit. And then you kind of almost assume that they're gonna be offensively good, which they did look offensively very solid, if not more like better than solid, right? But like it's the defensive aspect of this character that is just that's what puts her over the top, that's what makes her strong.
Yeah.
And even like the switch, keeping your air mobility, like the fact that in this trailer they switch in the air, right? Now PT, when they switch in the air, they stay in the air, they don't keep their drift, but they're still in the air, they freeze, they don't even sink. So you're still dealing with an aerial opponent. This character can literally switch into the ground, into a grounded setup, into a down tilt upper, right? Like I was in disadvantage in the air, now I'm on the ground, you're lagging from your move. I'm going to do my setup or my smash attack. Like, you have access to grounded option. You went from the air to having grounded option access, which is like so broken.
Yeah, it's actually crazy because like it looks like you can just like switch on reaction and like punish stuff. Like, what happened to parrying? Like, I'm not gonna parry with this character. I'm gonna switch. You know what I mean?
Why would you risk going for an 11 frame drop shield when you can just fucking...
Yeah, I'm just gonna switch on reaction to all your moves. Or I'm just gonna bats within them and not even take the risk.
I really wonder how that mechanic's gonna work.
Yeah. But I was gonna mention,
right?
you already know at least Mythra, and the thing is, I think Mythra is gonna have, like, you already know this 6-frame grab is coming. Like, they're not having anything slower than a 6-frame grab. Like, look how fast Mythra is. If that shit is any slower than 7, like, I owe everyone $100. Like there's no way. And the thing is, it's like, are you gonna make it different for Pyra? Doubt. All right, she's gonna have a 6 or 7 frame grab too.
Yeah, we didn't see any of their throws, huh?
We saw Mythra's back throw.
Probably back throw, yeah. The throw that threw them back.
And it was like definitely like 6%, does nothing else.
Yep.
I really hope they don't kill off grab.
Yeah, I saw chat mention like
I doubt it.
If they have a kill throw, like we gotta change it. We gotta play a different game, dude.
Throw setup, like
most,
you know what I mean?
Most sword characters don't have kill throws.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But
what's
even
what characters have kill throws in this game? Banjo has a nice back throw.
Ness.
No, like DLC.
DLC.
Banjo and Steve. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's one thing. Jokers, if you don't react DI. No, dude, and this is legit.
Well, what percent are we talking? Like,
well, no, if he has Arsene and he down throws you at like 80 or 90, and like you don't DI fast enough, it's very hard to react in that situation.
Yeah.
Throws are quick.
Oh, true.
Like,
that happens.
Going to up air or back air.
Yeah,
but, like, it's more of like a.
Yeah,
it's more of like a DI check.
I was thinking like raw kill throws, but
kill throws?
I think that's it,
Piranha Plant has up throw.
Oh yeah, you're
that's
right.
That's a good
around
one.
Like 140-ish, right?
Yeah, that's probably the best one I can think of.
Yeah.
Right. Everything else
for kill setups out of throws, the craziest one is definitely Sephiroth back throw back air at like 40% sometimes. But like obviously you can DI.
Yeah.
But like sometimes it's really hard.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he has down throw back air if you don't DI that one either.
Yeah.
So like in terms of like getting setups out of like kills like out of a throw, it's definitely just Joker and Sephiroth. They just like randomly kill you at 50.
Well, actually, if you
if you don't tech at 7%.
Or even like Sephiroth throw onto a platform,
yeah,
and then like he just starts charging up smash. It's like you're dead. if I'm good at the game, you're dead.
Shake my hand.
Yeah, like fucking like Ganon up smash vibes, except it's like bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, Hero has some random stuff too. With,
right with the oomph
you
need,
like,
knockback buffed ones. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have some sort of kill setup out of a throw because they're just so fast.
What's the other one? Because oomph is a passive.
Psych up.
Yeah.
Psych up is the one that's just your next one, right? Like you can't even pummel with Psych up because if you grab and pummel with Psych up, you're use the knockback buff on your pummel.
Yeah, up throw is just like woo, and you just like die with the Psych up. It's actually so funny. He just really throws you up with both hands. It's
scary too because he can like go for an attack too, right? Like his attack will kill you too. So it's actually like pretty scary.
Yeah, Min-Min's back throw is like sometimes strong, but it looks stronger than it is. It's just like doom.
Yeah.
And it
that
just
throw doesn't kill to like 160. So I don't get that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they had some sort of crazy setup just because of their potential and like speed. Imagine if their throws are different depending on like which one does it and you like switch. Oh my god.
If you have that much time, because Mythra's throws are probably going to be weaker, right? So if you did like a Mythra throw and just switch with Pyra, if you had that much time, I would be like,
okay, but imagine like doing like a buffered full hop in switching while you're full hopping out of the throw though. Like that, I would not be surprised.
Yeah. Because like if you think about it,
because you're gonna keep your momentum
like
going up.
Right, you're still moving the same. So it's like it's like almost like you're doing like dash forward, like a dash forward full hop, then you switch as you start going up, right?
Yeah.
And you can't auto short hop with special moves, fun fact. So you can just like hold that jump button, press down B, you're going to switch. By the time you're out, you're at the peak of your jump where you wanted to be, right? And it's just like, which character did I want to up air you with or back air you with
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
No, I don't think either of these two characters will be like neglected or anything. They're both ridiculous, I think.
I mean, you know, there's gonna be players that are like, "I'm solo Pyra,
Oh, yeah.
I'm solo Mythra," because you know.
Get out of here.
Please give me,
yeah.
please give me attention. I'm so unique.
But like,
I don't use special moves with this character. I only use normals.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the character. I'm really excited for the like, you know how they always do like like Sakurai will do a video explaining how the character works. I'm wondering if like I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that for this character, but I just wonder like when.
They're
right?
they're gonna do it next month, and they're gonna release it the same day, and the internet's gonna break.
Dude, getting Sephiroth 5 days early was like so crazy.
Dude, I felt like a kid playing Melee and like unlocking a character that like I didn't know was in the game.
They're like, there's a challenge. I was like, yo, is that live? Yo, it's live. Oh snap! Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Dude,
I'm all excited.
I still feel like I'm in a dream. Like I was like, what is happening? I was like, all right, I gotta do it with Cloud. Like, duh.
Wait, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I like hit him once with Minmin and he died. I was like,
just
what?
megawatt.
I was like, wait, huh?
Oh yeah, I did it on easy because I'm trying to play the character right immediately. I'm not.
Oh, you did it on easy.
I'm not playing games.
Yeah, I just hit him and he couldn't recover. I was like, wait, what? Kind of weird. I mean, all right. I've been wrong about a character, but it was like the potential about it is too weird. Like I saw a hero and I was like, yo, what is this?
Yeah, I was kind of scared.
Huh? Like you can do what?
I just saw a lot of explosions, like literally just explosions, and I'm like,
yeah, I was like, yo, people are just dying. Like you're putting a giant ball on the screen when you do magic bursts. Like they have 0 options if they're off stage. They just die. Like what? You're shooting projectiles from across the stage. You put people to sleep. You have crits. You might randomly win. Like, oh no. And then I played him one game, and I was like, yo, this character's slow as he's
once
way
I
too
played
slow.
Hero, I was like, nope.
I was having fun, and then I started playing against Wolf, and I was like, this is really, I'm really.
Wolf and Palutena are the reality checks of this game. If you
I
ever think a character's good and you fight it like with Wolf and Palu, and you're like, man, this isn't really fun. It's just like, yeah, you definitely probably overrated that character. Like that, those two characters are ultimate reality checks. Like,
I was like, damn, like I'm very upset right now. This sucks. Yeah, and I was like, all right, I'm done.
But we also didn't see like the way Hero moved as much. We were just so turbo focused on.
There were so many like it's kind of like the Pyra Mythra thing where it's like huge multi-hit fire move, and it's like with Hero like that was the whole thing. Like put you to sleep, critical hit, extreme explosion. It's like, all right, well, here's the best character.
yeah, and it's like, I don't know, I feel like there's so much people that get a little too hype, or like they're like, oh, I can't really trust your opinion based off of like, oh, what did you think of a character day 1 or week 1 when you knew nothing about how they interacted with other characters? Like I kind of get it and I kind of don't. Like I remember with Joker, I thought he was a high tier because I was just like, just camp Arsene. Like why is everyone running in Arsene? Stop fucking running in Arsene. But I didn't understand how strong Gun was. That was the thing that like made me think the character wasn't too meta. Because like Arsene's good, don't get me wrong, but like there's definitely counterplay to Arsene. It's like the most powerful thing about Joker is Gun, in my opinion. It's not even Arsene, it's Gun. And like at first I thought you could like, I just assumed you could reflect it because it is a gun and it's a projectile, should be, or I thought it was gonna be, right? Like there's just so much like things that I had little information about. So I thought the character was high tier, and then so much people like rag on me for it. I'm just like, dude, I didn't know that move was not a projectile move. I didn't know the gun move was a sword move. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like with Sephiroth right now. Like a lot of people don't think Sephiroth is good at all.
Yeah,
and it's
my first impression of Sephiroth was top tier. I was just like, this character's strong.
A lot of people don't think he's good though. You guys haven't noticed that, like with like because of online.
That was like a very common opinion.
Yeah.
When like the first.
I think they still think that.
Yeah. Don't worry. When offline comes, a lot of people are gonna bitch about that character. Dude. Everyone's like super hype. Everyone's super hype. Like, oh my god, Sephiroth, da da da. Dude, when we come back to offline and these Sephiroths are camping you out, so much people will bitch about that character. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
But the character's also hard, and you can't play ultimate with that character, so I don't know how many people's truly gonna pick him up,
Yeah, but I mean, Gavin's gonna at least try,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
No, we know for sure, like at least one top player is going to camp the fuck out of people and literally just zone them out, and it's just like, oh, look at me, I just have better neutral and positioning, react. I have better neutral and positioning, react, and you're dead. Like that's like, and then you're gonna be like on the other side of that, and you're gonna be like, fuck, what the fuck? Like, how do I? Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just right now everyone's just on that hype train because they haven't been brought to despair yet.
This is the weird thing for me. It's like right now it's like I'm playing like I play Sephiroth and Diddy equally. But like every time I play Sephiroth it's not nearly as fun as Diddy because of like online.
Yeah.
And I also think my Diddy is a lot stronger than all of my characters. Probably by a much bigger margin than anyone would expect. It's actually like crazy. I don't know when it got to this point, but it's like really big gap, like really big. So I just want to like practice them equally offline and like see what it's like. But like there's definitely like so many matchups where I'm gonna be using Sephiroth for sure. So like when offline comes back, like people are definitely gonna like I definitely main Sephiroth. It's just weird right now with like comparing the two of my characters.
You're trying to like catch your Sephiroth up, but it's very hard in a Wi-Fi environment.
It's like not happening. Like it's just like they're both equally improving at the same rate, but the Diddy started so far ahead. So yeah.
I can't believe people don't think Sephiroth is good. That's so strange to me.
I mean, I don't know, like
I don't get why.
I don't know like what it's like right this moment, but I just saw so much of it that like he was like okay.
Dude, I mean, just orbs by itself, like there's very few characters where like I remember me and Gavin were talking about Sephiroth Joker, where it's like Joker's a character where like if he gets hit by orbs, you're taking a gamble, right?
Yeah.
Because if Joker wins the next neutral interaction, he gets free meter. Like he's gonna hit you and then he's gonna counter it, right? Other than that, like there's not a lot of other characters where, because like even if someone reflects it, like the chances of it hitting you is like so low, right? Like,
yeah, because it's literally circling and it just reflects off like where it was. It usually just goes up into the sky.
Right, exactly. So it's like that, and I mean that's another thing. Remember, we're talking about like new and innovative things. Like Sephiroth brought new ranges to the game, but he also like brought like a setup tool, right? Like set play, like actual set play. Like Smash, I don't think Smash has really seen it in that way, shape, or form. Like obviously there's like set play in a sense where it's like, okay, Diddy's bananas here, and you're covering these other options while ledge trapping, but like seeing set play like that in neutral is so cool to me. You know what I mean?
Dude, I was talking about that the other day. Somebody was like, or I was like, yeah, I never thought I would play like a zoner type character because I play Min now. And then I was like, but actually she's just set play in neutral. That's what she is. Like it's like, are they gonna jump? Okay, you cover the jump. Are they on the ground? You cover the ground. Just because of her range, that alone,
yeah,
it's like, yo, this is set play. And I was like, oh, this is why I enjoy her.
Yeah.
It's also why I enjoy Sephiroth, but again, I'm never playing him online. I don't know.
Even Min brought something new to the table. Being able to do like just think of the way she works. It's like
the jump cancel moves are like the most interesting thing to me.
Yeah, well, it's like that, and it's like you're literally like you use down B to switch one arm, but one arm stays consistent. But your attack moves are that one arm, but your special moves are the ones you're switching. So you're literally doing like a forward smash with the B button because of the way ARMS, like the actual game is. I've never played it, but like I understand the concept of like each button controls like a different arm or whatever, and they brought that concept to Smash, and it's very like I don't like playing against Min, but I can appreciate like the way they brought an ARMS character into the game, and like they introduced like this whole new mechanic to the game where it's like I can fling out an aerial and then jump afterwards, or like drift somewhere else, right? Like obviously it's really strong, but like I feel like the second DLC pack is so much like meta defining, if is the word I'm looking for, than the first pack, because the first pack the only real like meta defining characters were like Joker, which was like a huge landslide. Like Joker carries that pack like by far when it comes to like meta diversity, and then there's Terry, right, which also was like a pretty strong character but nothing close to Joker. But like I feel like overall the second pack so far just brings so much cool, like brings so much meta defining like mechanics to the table where they're like there's so much different stuff. It's like really sick.
Dude, I can't believe One Wing just gives you another jump.
Wait a second.
Dude, even Steve's in the second pack, right? Steve is super different.
How y'all, dude, how do y'all, I don't understand. Maybe, I don't know. I need somebody to explain this to me. How can one hate Min and one like Sephiroth?
What do you mean?
Because Sephiroth is from a game called Final Fantasy VII, which is a very popular franchise, and they just think he looks cool. He has very anime-like character qualities. He has very big, large sword, and Min has slinky arms. I don't know. Like, it's just Min's just not that cool.
All right, Pink, I got you.
Min's like pretty cool, but like, I'm just like Sephiroth's way cooler.
I'm gonna give you
like one. Well, obviously the character outside of the game is cool, and inside the game looks cool, but at the core gameplay.
All right, we shouldn't think that deep, bro. We shouldn't think that.
Oh, might be. I'm saying
yeah,
right.
wait, whoa, what are we talking about here, man?
Dude, are you trying to say Sephiroth is lame and defensive and campy right now? Why would you say that?
Have you seen his new trailer? You know it's crazy because
I'm aggressive.
It's crazy how both those characters kind of have the same game plan, like Marcus is talking about. It's like, because then both of them, like, they're up, like, when you do get close up or they want to get aggressive, both of them nair, right? And then, like, all their other tools are used to, like, keep you out. It's, like, very similar, actually.
Okay, I'm gonna give you one voice line of Sephiroth that, like, is why Sephiroth is cooler than Min. Alright, so Sephiroth has this voice line when he does charged up B, where he literally says, "I will carve terror into you." He literally says that. That alone, like, GG's. Like, it's over. He's cooler.
Min could get away with saying the same thing.
No, she couldn't.
She's two-framing you, "I will carve terror into you," and you're like, "No, let me back on the stage."
So there's the difference.
You know, I've stated this many times. Like, I'm not a Xenoblade fan. I never played the games or anything, but I'm glad that we got a Nintendo character, right? Now, obviously, no matter what, I think a lot of people need to keep this in mind, perspective-wise. If they bring a Nintendo character into the game, it's just not going to be that hype. All the big-hitting Nintendo characters are in the game already, for the most part. So it's like, a third-party character will always be way more hyped than a Nintendo character. You got to keep that in mind. And like Nintendo's still going to bring Nintendo characters into like the whole fighter pass. You can't really expect them not to bring in Nintendo characters.
Wait, is Xenoblade not first party?
I'm pretty sure it's like a Nintendo only franchise, right?
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
First party,
to my knowledge. But so it's like, I mean, I wasn't super hyped, but at the same time, I'm like, well, these are Nintendo characters that I know, like, that series is really big.
Yeah.
So it's like, I was, like, generally happy. I wasn't, like, popping off, like, Sephiroth level, obviously.
I was indifferent. I was indifferent.
Right.
I think I wish I paid attention to the gameplay immediately, but I was too busy, like, being, like, disappointed. But then I went back to into my room because I watched it with B, and I looked at the trailer some more. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Yo, these characters though, I was super surprised that they opened up with it. Usually the Smash character reveal,
it was either at the beginning or the end.
Right. Usually they do it at the end, unless they have like something extremely hype to reveal at the end. which was my expectation. I'm like, dang, you guys brought the Smash character first.
Yeah.
Dude, this last announcement better be insane.
This is gonna be the best.
Really
this is gonna be the best direct ever, dude.
Yeah, and then I don't really play Splatoon like that, so I just saw Splatoon 3 and I just didn't give a shit. I was just like, oh.
That whole direct, I was just sitting there like, what the fuck?
Dude, I'm a Monster Hunter fan, so like I saw the Monster Hunter stuff and I got hyped, but like that was all stuff we already knew about, so it's like it wasn't even that hype.
Dude, I was like,
oh, okay.
What am I fucking watching?
Yeah,
I mean, there was some cool stuff in the direct, like I don't know, I like RPGs and stuff, so I saw like a ton of stuff. Speaking of which, Bravely Default 2 comes out in 6 days, and I'm really excited. But anyway, they had the like
triangle one.
Triangle was looking nice.
Dude, that game was so hype.
What the fuck?
I copped the demo.
Yeah, it's like you guys are.
Wait, huh?
If it's not Pokemon, I'm not playing that. Get out of here.
Huh?
Okay, dude.
What were you guys expecting, character-wise?
I was expecting one fucking title that they've been working on. That's what I was expecting, Charles. They didn't talk about one title they've been working on.
Where was Bayonetta 3, bro? It's
Metroid
been over 3 years.
Metroid, Bayonetta 3 just lost in time, dude. Never coming back.
Bro, they didn't talk about a single fucking thing.
Yeah, it's just all stuff we knew. No, Splatoon 3. That was
Bro, why did they even make the trailer? Like, why did they even do it? To not talk about it for 3 years?
Dude. The most exciting thing was Skyward Sword. And that game,
and we're remaking a game.
And I can play that game right now if I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty lackluster. I'm not gonna lie.
But, oh yeah, No More Heroes 3 was a game.
That looked pretty interesting.
Yeah, it looked cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like an awful direct. It was just.
I just wanted. I was expecting a Pokemon for the next DLC. I was like, dude, is it gonna be Urshifu? Is it gonna be like what Pokemon is it gonna be? Cool. But like I said, Xeno, like that's just me just being biased because I'm a huge Pokemon fan. But Xenoblade was still cool.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the last character is gonna be a third party.
I think they're gonna just. I think they're just gonna finish off the fighter pass, and then they're gonna do a couple more characters that aren't like a part of a fighter pass. They're just gonna release some after, like randomly, like during a direct or something, like they did in 4. But yeah, I don't know who's
another thing.
I don't know who the last two are gonna be. There's so many characters that like I keep expecting, but then they don't happen. So I'm like, okay, so should I like give up, or should I keep hope? Like, here's a character I'm like pretty indifferent about, which is like Crash. Like, he keeps having very nice timing to be announced, but he never gets announced. So it's like, okay, so is he still possible, or should I just like stop thinking about him? Like, I don't know.
That is a good question. So you don't think there's going to be a third fighter pass?
If there's a third fighter pass, I wouldn't be surprised, but what I am like pretty sure about is there's going to be characters that aren't part of a fighter pass at some point.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That's what I think.
I think we're getting a third fighter pass because like Nintendo, dude.
I think they already said the second one was the last one though, but who knows?
Bro, too much money. Yeah, Sakurai also said Melee was his last Smash game. Like, dude, this is way too much money. These guys, they are making way too much money to not keep pumping out characters. And they got away with pumping out characters like Byleth. Like,
whoa,
no individuality.
Wait, dude, what's wrong with Byleth? What are you talking about? Everyone loves Byleth.
I think Byleth's fine. in terms of like a DLC character, my I look at Byleth and I'm just like, that's it. Like my expectations for a DLC character in terms of like what one, the character, how big the character is. 2, like what kind of mechanics are you bringing to the table? How are you gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, Byleth didn't do any of that.
Brought zero.
To me, Byleth is one of the driest.
It
DLC
brought zero
characters.
Things to the table. Literally zero.
Yeah, like quite literally zero. Your fair and bear is like a Zare that kills. Like that was like the uniquest thing. Or like your up B is a tether that with a reversal. That was probably the most unique thing about that character.
You have like 2 like Falcon punches, cool. Or like you have a Falcon punch you can charge or something like.
and I'm not trying to dog anyone that likes playing Byleth. I'm just saying like my perspective of like a DLC character and what it brings to the table. Like they just brought a character like that in, and they're like, "Yep, give me money for that." And then like people were still buying Fighter Pass too. They got us. Like,
I was like,
you know what I mean? Like,
I was like, sure, dude, sure. Here's my money.
Like, they can just bring in whatever character, and they're just gonna make a crap ton of money. So
you know the most fun Byleth move, objectively, up air.
Side B?
Up air.
Up air and up smash are really good. Those are really good moves.
Up air is so fun with Byleth.
Yeah.
You're just dead at 100. See ya. See ya.
And it's like just huge.
Yeah. I just like up airs, dude.
Falling up airs is always like the coolest thing. R.I.P. Smash 4 Cloud falling up air.
I don't even like these people, man.
But like
he's so hurt.
I like for me, like business perspective wise, like why wouldn't Nintendo make a third Fighter Pass? I just don't like. I don't get it.
It's probably hard.
I mean, I know it's hard and a lot of work, but it's also a crap ton of money.
I mean, like as far as like getting the like I don't know, maybe licensing or something for the characters. I don't know how it works, but I'm sure it's
right.
It's difficult to like get Sora or whatever.
Right. And I mean, they could have a Fighter Pass with all Nintendo characters. Would everyone be mad? Yes.
No, that's what I think they're gonna do for the. That's what I think they're gonna do for the characters that aren't Fighter Pass characters, like Echoes or like characters that aren't gonna break the internet. I don't know.
And like people will still buy it.
They could just do like they could do like an Echo Fighter Pass.
Sure. Yo, if they
there's so many things they could do, but like they could have done this in Smash 4 and they never did. So who knows? Like they could have been doing costumes for like 5 years now and they never did.
If they put in skins, I'm just throwing my wallet.
Honestly, like at this point, I feel like a lot of like longtime players would pick skins over a new character.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like at this point, it's like we want skins that bad.
Like imagine the Mario from Delfino, you know, like the one with the paintbrush or whatever as a Mario skin. Like that'd be super cool, right? Like just stuff like that from like other like caveats from other games would be like super tight. And it's like $1 or $2, like it's something like a Mii costume. Oh my god, Mii's, get them out of here, dude. The Miitopia, the direct. I was like, dude, please.
Dude, you can have a horse as an ally. What are you talking about?
But yeah, it's like even kind of like looking down the line, the Wii U was such a failure, right? The Switch is so successful. They are going to ride the Switch train for as long as possible. We all know this. Like, why wouldn't you, right? The Wii U, complete failure, like just completely sucked compared to all your other systems. And then so the Switch just completely put Nintendo back on the map. They're going to ride this as long as possible. So that's why I'm kind of just like, I think a third Fighter Pass is coming. Like I feel like they're just gonna keep riding the Switch train. I don't even know if they're going like I don't know when their next console is gonna release, just because of how successful the concept of the Switch is. And even for Smash, like I honestly feel like the next like Smash game is just gonna be a port of Ultimate with more characters, right? Like that's how I feel like, at least.
I think something that would make sense for the whole like Ultimate idea they've been going with like everyone is here, like this is the ultimate Smash game. I think the most optimal sounding number of characters is obviously 100. I don't know what they're gonna do to reach that point because they're still quite a ways away. How many characters are there? 80?
Yeah,
something like that. 80, yeah.
But I
like
would
high 70s, low 80s.
Yeah. So I think like 100 like makes the most sense in terms of like the title of the game too.
Is that when Sakurai can finally hang it up?
Yeah.
When you reach 100 characters, you can finally retire.
The ultimate Smash game with the 100 characters. Like that sounds like the cleanest. So that's why I think they're not going to stop anytime soon. I don't know who they're going to put in the game at this point, but yeah.
I mean, they're putting characters like Piranha Plant.
You know what character? You know what costume I need back in Smash? I need the black and white Wario one, dude.
Dude, even Fire Flower Mario. Why?
Black and white Mario.
Yeah, dude.
Like, why is Fire Flower
That costume
Mario
is literally like one of my favorite
game?
Smash costumes ever.
Was that in Smash 4?
No, it was in Brawl.
It was just in Brawl? Okay.
It was Brawl only.
Dude, for some reason, like, in Smash 4 they took out like most of like a lot of Wario's costumes, and the only character with a bunch of costumes was Little Mac. Like, what happened?
You know what's really weird for me too? It's like, why exclude costumes when it's like a simple render? Like that does not take a lot of game data. Like just a little skin over. Like that's nothing. And it's like, I would think they would be more inclusive about that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, fuck it, just give everyone a crap ton of skins, right? Like it's not hard. That is not hard. Like making a whole another character, like the moves and all that, like that shit is like OD hard. But like another render, like what? That's nothing. That's like no work. Like why Fire Flower Mario? Like why is it not in the game? Like,
Yeah.
and then they take away skins. I don't get that.
You know, like something I thought was a possibility with Sephiroth's inclusion, especially after seeing Cloud's like final Smash update. I thought they were like, yo, what if they like add like English Sephiroth and Cloud to the game after this? I thought that was really possible, especially with the remake. Yeah. But like they didn't even do that, so it's like, dude, like it's just like I kept thinking like skins made so much sense, but like they just haven't done it. So
they'll make so much money.
So like if they do it, maybe they're just gonna go all out when they do it, or maybe they're not gonna do it at all. I don't know.
It's crazy. Think about this, okay?
Okay.
We're talking about the concepts of skins, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are characters with skins. Mii's fucking have skins. They're the only characters in the game with skins you can buy. Fucking Mii's, dude. Get these characters out of the game and give skins to the characters that fucking matter, dude. Like, obviously, we got like cool shit from Mii's because like Sans got into the game and stuff like that. It's like pseudo ways to bring characters into the game, like Cuphead's in the game because of Mii skins. But it's like, dude, they do that for them, but like, why don't they do it for like all their big hitting characters? And like, they charge money for that. So it's like, I'm pretty sure they could pull up the data and be like, man, what character is the most played character in Elite Smash or like just Wi-Fi in general? I'm pretty sure they have access to that data. And like, just think about them being like, oh, Mario's the most popular one. Like, let's make a skin that we can sell for $1 or $2. Like, how do you just not do that? Like, I don't get. And then like you're already doing that concept for characters that is very not so popular, right? So it's like I just don't get it.
And there's always been like room in the data of the games for like more costumes, and like that's why we're always like, okay, like they're probably gonna do it, and it's like 2 years later, it's like, okay, they'll probably do it now. Okay, 2 years later,
We're
okay,
maybe
soon. Yeah, that's another thing about me is like. There's so many like indie game characters I think are like so possible to get me costumes, like Hollow Knight, something like that.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna be characters ever. Like I don't think the Knight's ever gonna be a character or anything like that. Just like how Shovel Knight's like an assist trophy.
And Shovel Knights and Rivals, yeah.
Yeah.
Shovel Knights and Rivals. Apparently, Shovel Knight is a fish. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Huh?
He's a fish.
He's a fish.
Wait, what?
It was so surprising.
He's a fish.
Oh.
I think he's a catfish. I actually don't know what kind of fish he is, but.
Huh.
Yeah, Shovel Knight is a fish.
All right, I'm leaving the fort to you guys. I'm gonna refill my water real quick. Give me 1 second.
Oh, this is perfect.
I'm sorry.
Intermission.
All right, can we talk about how broken Diddy Kong and Sephiroth are while he's gone? They're absolutely bonkers. Like, they are insanely good characters.
I was talking to Cosmos actually, and he was just like, Tweek just makes that character look so broken. It's like, isn't it crazy that everyone's opinion on Diddy's different now?
Yeah.
I love that shit because it's like, especially with other top players or just people that know a lot about the game. Like we already knew Banana was broken, but like when you're watching like Gavin use it, right, and like how consistent he is with the Z drop, aerial recatch and stuff like that, that's when you're like, damn, like there's no restriction. He's doing aerials with the Banana, like because before in our minds it was like, well, if you have Banana you can't do aerials, right? But it's like that's why it's like so much people when so much people like they'll roast others for like changing their opinion on the game. I'm just like, dude, we know nothing about this game. Like
Yeah.
this game is so underdeveloped, it's not even funny. Like obviously there's people that know more about the game than others, but like that doesn't mean the people that know the most about the game know everything about the game. It's actually far from it. And we're like over 2 years in and we still don't know shit. I mean, even Smash 4 towards the end, we didn't have a patch for so long, and even when the game died, we still like that meta, the meta for that game was still really underdeveloped.
Yeah.
So and that's like the cool part, right? Is learning about it all.
I would tell Void, like, I remember one, I forget what tournament it was. It was when he still main Pichu, and he ended up playing against Samsora, right? He lost game one. He went Sheik. It was that tournament he got the like back air while it was back air was in front of him, and I was like, dude, why don't you just play Sheik? And he was like, no, and I was like, what? Why not? Granted, at that time, Sheik didn't have the needles buff, right?
Right.
She got the needles buff and like a few minor buffs, and I was like, bro, you're not doing that much different stuff than you were before. Like the biggest buff was the needle buff, but like you doing the drag down up airs and stuff, you playing mad elusive and impossible to hit, like most of those confirms, like you could have done that before. Just
Light would always tell me that. Light would always be like, dude, I've talked to Void so much times, dude, just tell him to play Sheik. I know how it feels, because like my character's not as good anymore. Granted, Light's character
is still very good.
Was like especially back then, like Fox was just better than Sheik for sure.
Yeah.
But like maybe now it's like could be a debatable thing. But like because after the Sheik needle buffs, but yeah. I mean, it's like a certain point where you got to like kind of draw the line, right? And even I think with Tweek, he didn't know how good Diddy was gonna be, but like at a certain point, Tweek was just like the character like feels strong after the buffs, and I really really enjoy playing the character. And like you will never ever be like the best of X character unless you really enjoy playing the character. That's where you're gonna put all that extra effort, all the extra even thought process when you're not playing the game. Like that all goes into like characters you absolutely love playing. So it's like it's really cool to see people like stick with their characters, and like even it might take a over years of time, right? But like now you can kind of like see Void's Sheik getting into like where it's like should be getting to or whatever, and like seeing it evolve. Gavin's Diddy kind of getting to the point where it's just like, holy shit, we're seeing this character do things we've never thought possible, never thought seeing, and like everyone's like so much people ask me like, yo man, so you think Diddy's top tier? And I'm like, dude, Diddy's so like Diddy and Sheik particularly are so hard to put on tier list because like against most of the other top tiers, like dude, they can do this, like they can do it, right? And then like these random ass characters like completely dumpster them, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know. It's like it's hard to solo main those characters, right? Like it's hard to like put a character with like a very like uppity, downy, like inconsistent matchup chart, and it's hard to put them as like a very like they are number 17 or number 12. Like it's very hard to do that. All I know, it's like you can play these characters at a top level, but there's certain matchups that is going to be very very rough for you, or you're probably going to switch characters, right? So it's like that's where it gets really hard. That's why I think like rating high tier characters is really difficult, because most high tier characters are like that, right? Where it's like super super good, but like these like 4 or 3 or 5 matchups, it's like super hard, where it's like this is where like solo maining the character like gets really kind of like more or less inconsistent. You might need pockets, blah 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 blah, and then it's just like, well, what if the Diddy has a pocket wolf? I'm like, well, fuck, is that what we're gonna do when we rate every character? Like, all right, Joker with a pocket wolf though, but like Pikachu with the pocket wolf though, like that's where like whenever I think like tier list wise, I always think like solo main. Like if this character was just you solo main, like how consistent, how like successful can you be just like solo main? But like that's not even the world we compete in, right? Because everyone can switch, so it's like really hard. So like so much gray areas.
All I know is Diddy is very good.
Yes, Diddy's very strong, and he's strong against like very relevant characters.
What did you say?
Told y'all.
Wait, what did you expect me to say?
Oh no, I was like, when you left, I was like, all right, can we talk about how broken Diddy Kong and Sephiroth are?
Oh, Sephiroth too. Sephiroth is really stupid. Oh my god, like
it's really hard to
Sephiroth and Diddy are good for extremely different reasons. Like Sephiroth is good because he literally is like cheating a lot of the time. Like you just like get super bullshitted, like the orb set play, or like your shield gets broken, or like he like just chases you down with 3
Fucking
jumps,
down smash, dude.
or he counters your recovery at like 30 and you die. Like
what's crazy about the shield break is a lot of characters have like shield breaks. Like Lucina has one.
Yeah.
Like their characters with shield breaks. Sephiroth be like, all right, I broke your shield at 0. Goodbye. What?
Yeah, like anywhere.
That's the thing, yes. Like he has a punish out of shield break, which, by the way, I didn't even know about this until like the first podcast. But apparently, when you break someone's shield, if they're at a lower percent, it takes them longer to break out.
Yeah.
It takes longer at lower percents. Usually, it's like you would think it would be the opposite way, where it's like, oh, I'm at a lower percent, so I break out faster. No, actually, it's harder to break out. And then the fact that Sephiroth like has kill steps that kill you at 0 from the shield break is like stupid as fuck. Like what? Like that's the broken part. It's not even like if you have like a shield breaking move, it's only broken if you kill off of it at low percent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like Lucina's, to be fair, does. You know what I mean? Like
pretty
you can you can kill someone at like 30, 40 if you got some rage, if they broke right at the edge or whatever. Like because the tipper neutral B or whatever is like super strong.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Sephiroth has a bunch of stuff. Also, like Sephiroth's like smash attacks get armor. Like, the thing about down smash is it has like this sweet spot in the air, right around where the tipper is too. So if you
it kills you at the top.
So if you jump to avoid the shield break, it still has a very generous hitbox in that area where it like stabs the ground, like this like explosion, like debris hitbox, and it kills you the same way it would kill you if you were on the ground. Don't know what that's about. That shit is crazy.
It's funny how we always talk about like these characters, like we'll bring up Wolf, we'll bring up Palu, we'll talk about Joker, Pikachu, whatever, and we'll be like, dude, this character is turbo busted, like absolutely broken. But then we say it about like 15, 20 characters, and it's like, what?
Yeah,
there's a lot of broken characters in this game.
This game is something else.
Yeah, but that's why I find it more enjoying now, because I'm like, wait a second, this character's broken, this character's broken, my character's broken, your character's broken, and it's like
very stressful as a competitor, in my opinion.
I don't know. Like,
I feel like once you get your footing in like all your characters and like your coverage, like it's like doable.
If everyone's broken, then no one is. Oh no, there's some clear differences.
Oh yeah.
Who's broken and who isn't?
Not
broken.
every Smash character is created equal.
There are characters that are broken compared to the broken ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you have characters with shitty recoveries and no options and disadvantage, and they get comboed, and they have frame 4 air dodges, like all these like core aspects of defense that we talked about earlier that like makes a character really strong. Usually the characters without those things are at the bottom of the spectrum.
Wolf is not broken, huh?
Cap.
Huh.
Absolute.
Press A in the air.
Disagree with you. I disagree with you.
Okay, so
Smash World Tour.
You guys want to talk about the World Tour, or do you guys want to talk about Pyra Mythra a little more? Yo, I'm actually really excited to play that character. That character was really fun.
Same.
I just hope they're the perfect level of fun where I don't try to play them in tournament. If they're too fun, then I'm gonna have some.
No, not again.
I'm gonna have to play too many characters again.
No, you're not. But okay, here's the thing: you won't like. Unless they do turn out to be,
they have to break the game. Like
bonkers.
They have to be. They have to be the best character in the game, which is really possible.
Yeah,
which is scary.
Then you probably won't.
Yeah,
because you
as
actually
long as they're fun and broken.
Yeah,
if they're fun and broken, you'll play them.
Yeah, you'll play them for like a week, and then you'll be like, dude, I miss Diddy, I miss Sephiroth. Like,
yeah,
it's over. But if they like,
the thing is, like, I don't care for the characters of the game. Like. In fact, I just don't. You think the character's gonna be easy?
There's some characters that like that connection, like you like cherish.
Yeah, like,
I think Diddy and Sephiroth are characters where like you kind of like the games they're from.
I don't care about character difficulty ever, so I don't know if I don't care if they're gonna be easy or not. It does not matter to me.
On the contrary, I actually think there needs to be a certain threshold of character difficulty, or Gavin like will not do it. Yeah, it's like him and Void are similar in that sense, where it's like if a character's like too easy, that's when they start kind of like, That's why
existential crisis.
Yeah, it took me a little work to. I even tried to convince Void to play Wolf earlier, but he just wasn't about it. Even like Gavin, I was just like, please play Wolf again, and then like he started doing it again. But like even then, it's like there was still the character's depth for Gavin. What like made it fun for him, I think, was figuring out how to abuse the strengths. Like it wasn't the actual like micro. It was more like for Gavin, it was figuring out the macro of Wolf. He felt like the Wolf macro meta was so underdeveloped back then. Like how much people are lasering, like when and where they're doing it, like how neutral is being played. And I felt like that's what really gravitated Gavin towards Wolf, because he just felt like he would watch the other wolves and they're like, he was just like, they're not like abusing him.
Dude.
They're not like abusing all the tools. They're not, because like the thing is, everyone, dude, this to this day, this pisses me off. I remember before the first Genesis, before that tournament happened, before Zachary popped off at Genesis, I was like, dude, Wolf is broken, dude. Wolf is so fucking broken, so broken. And then everyone's like, no, dude, Fox is top 5, blah blah. I remember I have video evidence, interviews from people at Genesis 6 saying Top was top 5 or Fox was top 5. So cap, so fucking cap. And then Zachary popped off. Everyone's like, Wolf's broken, Wolf's broken. Zachary drops Wolf. Yeah, Wolf's kind of falling off. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, what are you guys talking about? And then Gavin started using Wolf again, and then everyone was just like, Wolf's broken again. I'm just like, you guys need to be able to like look at tools. And here's the thing that I feel like most people don't do with their opinions. They're so worried about what other people think about their opinions. They don't want to like look at a tool and be like, I think this tool is strong. They look at the results and they're like, wow, this character is strong because of result. You're not putting your opinion out there to be criticized by being like, oh, these tools are strong or not strong, and then to see if you're right or wrong, kind of based on results, right? Like that's like the general like thought process that I hate from the Smash community. That's just like they like look at results and that's it. They're not even like trying to break down the tools, see if they're right or wrong, learn from their like quote unquote mistakes or not mistakes and about their opinions or whatnot. Like
I will never care about results ever.
Dude, people would think Banjo was broken if Gavin still played him. People would think K. Rool was broken if Gavin still played him. If Gavin decided to go Incineroar in a tournament, they would be like, yo, Incineroar is crazy. Like
Gavin could get top 8 at a major tournament with Incineroar. I stand by that. He will literally 2-frame so much people. He will 2-frame his way into top 8.
Yep.
He's going to like, even though Incineroar's neutral is complete trash, all he has to do is like win it a handful of times, and he's literally just gonna 2-frame the fuck out of you, ledge trap you, and win. Like I'm serious, and like people would think Incineroar's meta. Like even though Incineroar sucks, like
he's close. He just needs one crucial buff.
A little speed buff here and there.
Yeah, like
on the ground or in the air.
Then I'm back to my like grabbing.
The air one would be better.
The air one would be better. Okay, yeah, the air one would be better because his aerials are insane.
Yeah.
Right.
Once I'm able to play like my grappler character again, I'll be complete.
Yes.
Diddy's pretty close, but
oh, Ridley, yeah, yep. Gavin could probably like top 3 an event with Ridley, and people would be like, "Yo, Ridley,
that neutral air though?
That neutral air is crazy. Maybe we slept." No. Generally,
Gavin had people thinking at the loft, right? Didn't you have people in the loft thinking Ridley was broken? Like
no weaknesses.
When Ultimate first came out, no weaknesses, right? That's even.
That was the exact quote.
Holy shit! Not even strong. Like no weaknesses. What? Bro, you know how crazy that statement is?
You know what? You know what character they thought was the best in the game?
What?
Crom.
Oh, you played Crom at the beginning, yeah.
No weaknesses.
That was the best character in the game.
Of course, that's dead ass. That's the mentality I was talking about, though. It's like this one person just comes in, jams everyone in like the house with the said character, and like that's the best character in the game. Like what? The game hasn't been out in a week. Like how you haven't even seen half the characters play? You can't say that.
You want to hear some more top 5 characters?
Sure.
Young Link.
Oh, Young Link, of course. I mean, to be fair, everyone thought Young Link was going to be top 5.
You want to hear the best heavy in the game?
The best
heavy?
Yeah,
sure. Oh, Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Right? Yeah. I remember that.
Definitely Donkey Kong.
Yeah. Donkey Kong, dude. You know what's crazy when I think back on it? Gavin's characters in Smash 4, and the reason why Gavin said like all he needs is a good grappler. If you guys like started watching Tweek Ultimate, but not Smash 4, Tweek was known for his Donkey Kong in Smash 4. It's crazy because he used to like that was Leo's kryptonite was Donkey Kong. Like Tweek played Leo, dude. He was going DK and he was grabbing him, dude. It was done. It was a done deal.
You didn't even
Dude, remember that time Leo went Toon Link versus you? Do you remember that?
He went Corrin. He went Meta Knight. He
Bro.
went. Did he go Bayonetta once? He went
multiple times.
No, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Because it's like I feel like in Smash 4, Gavin had like this. He was playing RPS with like almost every player, but it was just 3 characters. He was like, "Am I gonna like combo video you with Bayo? Am I going to like sword character you with Cloud, or am I gonna grappler you with like Donkey Kong?" Like that was just like
it was so
like,
funny.
Gavin had all 3 choices.
It was so funny how my practice regimen worked towards the end, because everyone I played with regularly had a character they would not want me to go in that session. So they would like have fun. Obviously not everyone, but a lot of tournament. But a lot of people. So like they would be like, "I'll play with you if you don't go this character," and I'll be like, "All right, I'll use these 2."
Deal or no deal.
Yeah, and like it was so funny how I had to like distribute my practice like so like I could play all 3. It was really funny.
Wait,
that is hilarious.
Did you find the tipper jab reverse up tilt? Was that you?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think so.
I think that was DK Will that found that.
But I did it the most by far.
You did it a lot.
Perfect pivot jab, tipper jab into the scoop back up tilt. That shit was so hype, dude. Gavin would do that so much time.
It was probably the most satisfying thing he had.
I remember me and Gavin one time we were trying to lab like chain perfect pivot jabs. Like we were trying to see if like certain characters could do it. So like it was just funny. I was like, dude, what if you could like chain jab somebody with perfect pivots? And we were like trying to like do it and shit. It was so stupid. But like, dude, like what if you could, dude? That would be so fucking crazy.
All right. So should we do the world tour? I'm actually kind of down to talk about practicing since I see a lot of people talking about it.
Okay.
It's up to you. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm down.
Wait, which one?
I thought you were saying you were about to talk about how you plan to practice for the world tour.
Oh, someone said something about how like practicing and stuff, but
okay, that's fine. We can talk about that.
Talk about practice?
People keep asking if I'm gonna play Melee for the world tour. No.
Huh?
That's a bit too soon. Like if I were to play Melee,
netcode.
If I were to play Melee, I wouldn't just like hop right in and be like, "All right, here we go."
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could.
Especially if there's already something for Ultimate,
like yeah, talk like a little. I mean, if y'all haven't seen it, there's like a online world tour. It's cool. I mean, I'm not like super like I'm excited for it just because like
it's just higher stakes and it's a bit more organized. It feels like
and it doesn't just because it's the first one doesn't mean it's the last one. So like
that's true.
And you know, like if whatever happens with COVID, if it's offline next year, then sick. Like
hopefully, I would think
I'm
so.
really excited that it's region locked by like different.
Yeah, it feels like Smash World Tour for me feels like more well put together, higher stakes. You know, it's actually region locked. Like it's like as professional as we're gonna get in these times, I think.
Yeah. So especially with no developer support.
So I'm gonna appreciate that a bunch. Like it looks like this is
VGBC, dude.
Like there's, you know, it's not even just like that the prize pool is really high. Like this feels like as competitive as we're gonna get in something as unplayable as online.
Yeah.
And just for some backstory, VGBC planned a world tour before like COVID really started, you know, coming into play like last year around March. They had like a bunch of stuff planned for the world tour and they even like announced it and all that stuff. And then obviously with COVID last year, and even going into this series, they can't really do it. So that's some backstory. So it's like this was already kind of something that was announced before, but it got like put back because of COVID. But now they're gonna do like an online version of it, which possibly the finale is gonna be offline, right?
Yeah, because I mean it's not until the last event is in like November. So it has to be at least in like December, maybe January of 2022. So it has some time from now. Potential offline last event.
Right. And I think even if they did like some kind of like only X amount of people, everyone gets tested before they come in or has the vaccine before they come in or something like that, right? No crowd, obviously, like not a very big gathering. I think something along those lines, because even some, like a lot of the sports nowadays, they're doing that, right? Like the NBA, it's like no crowd, but all the players are tested and quarantined and they're able to play and all that stuff. So maybe some kind of emulation to that would be able to apply to the finale of the World Tour.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? By then, like the COVID situation could be under control. Chances of that are very low, obviously, but
Yeah.
like could be a possibility.
Oh, dude, I tweeted. This is actually kind of weird that this is happening because I tweeted like a month ago that I had a dream that I had to play online to qualify to go to SmashCon. Like I had to play online pools to qualify to go to an in-person event because of COVID, and now it's happening. That's kind of weird.
The Young Prophecy?
Maybe, who knows? I went OT. I went OT when I went in person, but at least I made it in person. And then they immediately kicked me out though. They're like, "All right, you gotta go." So I just showed up, went OT, and they're like, "All right,
peace out. See you later.
See you next year." Huh?
Dang, it's brutal out here, dude.
But I'm really excited because it definitely gives us something to look forward to, something to play for. Because like I mean, some of the events are cool, like the Wi-Fi events are cool, like the juice box and stuff, all that stuff that's every week.
Right.
It's like good content wise, but like competitively, it's like, like you're playing for like I kind of see like money wise, you're not really playing for much. Usually, it's like $20 or like $50 or something like that, which kind of takes the edge off. Yeah, right. Which kind of takes the edge off. You don't pay to get in. So even if, which I don't know if you pay to get in for the Smash Bros. Tour, but you don't pay to get in. So like, let's say you just wake up and decide, you know what? I don't feel like doing this Wi-Fi event that I signed up for 2 weeks ago. Meh. So there's nothing like lost there. It's like, I don't know, but this feels a lot more official.
Yeah, it's like the way I see it, all the online events right now, like shout out to everyone that's hosting them, it's keeping our community alive and stuff, but like they feel like online locals, especially if they happen on like a weekly or a bi-weekly basis. It's kind of just like that consistent content, right? Which is like if you're like solely just kept up through the Wi-Fi scene and you don't know too much about like the local Smash scene, obviously before all this COVID stuff, locals was that consistent content, like MSM every Monday, boom, 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 boom. There's just like locals that happen, in your area on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, and that was like the consistent content. And then you go to these annual events, right? The annual events where it's like, oh shit, there's only one Genesis every year, right? And this is like, really big legacy event. Like that's the hype part, and it's like everybody shows up to Genesis, or almost everybody shows up to Genesis, right? So that's a super super big deal, and I think like you don't really get that with Wi-Fi events, you know what I mean? So you don't really get that feeling of like the legacy events of like SmashCon, Evo, Genesis. These are all like super, any of the 2GG sagas, right? These are all have the legacy to back them up, and there's like even there's going to be a lot of entries, so like the money's going to be decent, but it's not even the money that makes it hype, but the money's there too, right? But like these events don't have like insane pop bonuses, usually just all community driven. It's just the fact that all the top players, because of the love of the game and support of the community, they all show up. So like in terms of PGR, it's huge, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you're playing for world ranking essentially, which like adds even more to the hype, right? So there's all these external factors that are adding to the hype of the tournament, and you don't really get that with these like weekly online events. But I think the weekly online events is kind of like our locals, kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's just our sense of like consistent content and kind of just seeing like different players on the grind, right? Like stuff like that.
And you get to see like you ever like watch a major, you go to a major and you're like, yo, that last like Samsora versus Mars set was crazy. Like, let's see how they developed 5 months down the road, like, and see like if they end up playing again, like what's gonna happen then. Like that stuff like that is something that I really look forward to, because once you get to that level, there's only a handful of players you really have to prepare for. Like generally you're just gonna win against the majority of players. So like I'm like, did they like grind the matchup? Like did they Did they study? Did they ask anybody for tips? Because people, little did y'all know, once you get to this level, you start asking other people for tips. Like you're just like, yo, do you know something about like this player, like or something? Because like it just helps. It just helps. It's so much easier, and like you could ask that about like lower level players, but like you don't need it at that point. So a lot of people like ask each other for like tips and stuff, and there's so much different like ways you can prepare. Like maybe they'll jump a little less than neutral, maybe they'll play from this specific range, like, and seeing those adaptations between like months and months of them not playing each other is so cool to me. I'm just like, dang.
Dude, okay, so you know what I want to talk about? It's like low-key kind of off topic, but
What's
like
up?
kind of like the offline environment in a tournament, maybe not, it takes a lot of money to travel to these big
Mhm.
tournaments and stuff, right? But one thing I noticed when I was like grinding Smash 4 super hard, one of the things that you'll notice if it like it'll make you feel like you're kind of getting up there with like the top level players, if someone asks you to warm up with your character. So
Yep.
like I remember there was a saga, right? I was just, sitting down by a setup, and then Abba walked up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, can I grind with your Fox?" And like, I actually feel kind of bad for this because it was when I moved to SoCal, right? And I was like, "Of course I'm gonna fucking play Abba's Mewtwo. Like, he's the best Mewtwo." And like, this was before Wadi started popping off and stuff, right? So I was like, duh, I'm down to play you." And then like, I played him, right? And it's like, dude, I was like going even. I was like, "Damn, dude, I'm playing like pretty good. Like, this feels really good, right?" I'm like, "Oh, man, this is so cool that Abba asked me to practice." And then like Abba was like, "Thank you." And then he went up on stream, or like he went to go to his tournament match, and I saw that he was gonna play. He went to go play Eon, and I was like, "Oh shit, wait
Oh.
a minute." And then he beat Eon, and I was like, "Oh my god, I feel so bad." Like, but like it's like I felt bad, but at the same time, like, well, that was really good practice for me, right? Like, it's kind of like
Exactly.
it's like a give and take. Like those, I think those situations are like really like unique situations that you get in the offline environment where it's like
Yeah.
your region pride comes in, but like you also have to think about your own personal gain, right? Like if I'm a player that wants really good Mewtwo practice, of course I'm going to sit down and play with the best Mewtwo in the world at the time,
Yeah.
right? Like all, like that's just, and it's like kind of like how are you bouncing. And even Void came up to me after, he was like, "How do you feel, Charles?" I was like, "Dang, dude, I didn't know he was gonna play Eon." He's like, "Yeah, Eon lost because of you. Like, you feel proud about that?" I was just like, "Oh, come on, don't do this to me, man. Don't do this." But it's like those like cool like kind of situations, because there's even some people that refuse to play someone else like for
Yep.
practice,
Hmm.
if they have them in their pools or something, right? And that's like definitely something you kind of like have to respect. Or like it's like, even Gavin has people like players that he practices with to practice for other players. Like
Yeah.
if he wants to practice for Pikachu against like Esam, he's not going to play Esam. He's going to play like the other Pikachus that aren't
Mhm.
like, obviously Esam's the best Pikachu, but you also got to know the Pikachus that like are second best, third best, all those other ones, right? That like are could be at the tournament. Like if you're at Shine and you got to practice for Esam, you're going to ask DM for
Yeah.
practice, right?
Yeah.
Because DM
Exactly.
is from New England and he's a Pikachu player, right? And he's like known as one of the top Pikachus. So it's like knowing like the Smash infrastructure and like who's like PR'd in what region, what characters they play. Like I always felt like that was like the cooler part about Smash, kind of like knowing all the little underground secrets, right? To like get an edge when you're traveling out to these tournaments. I don't know. I always thought that was like one of my more favorite things about like the offline tournaments, because at your local environment you're gonna know everyone there for the most
Yeah.
part, right? But when you travel out, knowing about like all the players in that region or just all that other stuff is just really cool to me.
All right, what's up?
Welcome back.
Either on you.
Thank you.
We were talking about how like offline
Yeah.
when you go to events, like there's like people who come up to you and you're like, yo, try and practice. I gotta play this person. And it's either, yeah, yeah, sure, I'm down, or it's like, no, that's my homie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's so interesting because sometimes you're like, dude, this would be some crazy practice. Like, I never get to play this person. But then you're like, and it's weird because you have to like kind of like, yo, do I do this? As Charles was saying earlier, like for my own personal gain, like for me as a competitor, do I play this person knowing that they have to play this person next, right? And honestly, yeah, like thinking about it now. Before when I was younger, I'd have like, nah, what? You about to get smoked by my boy? What the heck?
Yeah.
Now I'm like, no, like if I'm a competitor, they're a competitor, you're a competitor. Like they should be in practice for it, and if they're not ready for it, then Because it's not like I play the same as the person that you're about to play, right?
It's also like if you are not willing to play with someone at all times in that type of environment, it's like you have to question like what you view, like what your view on competition really is at that point. It's like, you know, like it's just it becomes really questionable, and like that's like something like I had to learn too, because like you know, I had similar mindsets all the time too, where I thought like oh, I don't need to practice for this matchup, like I'm ready already, and it's like like, you really have to question like what you view like improving and like competition really is if you're not willing to like play the game. Like if you're like trying to hide something, or if you're like trying to like save someone else from winning or losing, it's like what do you really view competition as if this is happening? I think you really have to question yourself if you're having those issues.
I used to be that guy, like especially when, you know, I was like living in Hawaii. I used to have that mentality of like, man, why do people hide tech? You know, like everyone should just share all the tech and we just improve together as like a big family. And then I came to the real world. Then I went to Apex 2015. And then I watched Void get up throw up air from Diddy. And I was just like, we didn't know about that. And we lost. And that really pissed me off. So whenever me and Void would find tech, me and Void would just hide it. Because me and Void used to like, especially when we lived in Hawaii, we'd share tech all the time. We'd figure out shit, we'd share it on the internet, like even like looking at like super old like GSM videos of like tutorials about like how to beat Win Kong and shit like that. We would like share all that information. But now, nah. We ain't sharing shit. You don't share anything, and then you just hit someone. It's like you get like one free win, or you get like one free like I have a heavy advantage because like I'm gonna do something to you that you have no idea, and you just gotta hold that shit, and then they can figure it out later. But it's like I don't know, even like that kind of mentality. It's like it's grimy, but it's like I feel like I was forced to do it just because everyone else was doing it. I'm just like, well, I'm just clearly putting myself at a disadvantage if I don't do this.
I think like there's like maybe some sort of middle ground too. It's like I think there's a difference between just like hiding things and having trump cards.
Right.
I don't know.
It's a lot of gray area.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot of gray area.
Like my mindset like over the past year or two has always been just like if I need this to succeed or something, it's like that's where I start to question like what's the point anymore? Yeah, right. It's like if I'm not ready to like for like multiple types of outcomes, then like was I ready at all?
Right. I think relying on it like long-term wise is bad. Like you never want to just be like the only way I can beat players if I cheese and gimmick them with like this tech they've never seen.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It's like it's like the fucking like going like using a matchup that you like think they don't know purposely, and like but doing that like all the time. It's like okay, like you're gonna it'll help you to an extent, but
like imagine how frustrating it is like me and Void's POV at Apex 2015.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
A ton of resources traveling there, and like even preparing for all the players in his bracket, studying them intensively, and then like even though you looked at every single VOD of the players that he's fighting against, it's just like oh like we know that they hid that on purpose. Like we just know because like I literally have watched every single video of like every single opponent in Void's bracket. Like we studied everything, right? And then it's just like wow, we traveled like from Hawaii to the East Coast, spent all this money, and like to literally get up throw up aired, and like I just have to like watch that happen. And it's like it was even to the point where it's like oh yeah, counter pick Diddy to Halberd because it has a low ceiling because he doesn't have any aerial setups to kill with up air. Like obviously he has down tilt up air, but like we're gonna rely on you hitting forward tilt up air more. And then it's just like 30% grab, bam, dead. And it's just like wow, I flew all the way out here to watch that happen. Like, and it's just like, and you know what I mean? And it's just like, there's a timeline that was like Void's one and only shot. And like, to go out like that would really fucking suck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it obviously like Void got chances after that. And like long-term wise, he was fine. Right. But like, there was a lot of Bayo tech that me and Void hid from Smash 4. Like it was just like if Bayos know how to do this, it's the character's even more broken. Like we're not doing this. And like Void refuses to play Bayo, so we're not doing it.
Y'all think we ain't know?
Yeah, you guys didn't. You didn't do it. You didn't. No one shield dropped down there. That was broken. That was game breaking.
Everybody.
Nobody.
Well, I don't know
shield
about.
dropped.
I don't know if everybody knew about it. But
Fox could not up air Bayo on the shield.
There's definitely a difference between knowing and not doing it.
yeah.
Right. Well, they didn't do it, and
Yeah.
we didn't tell them to do it. Like imagine Bayo punishing Fox doing a short hop up air on shield in Smash 4, and Bayo shield drop down airs it and kills him because you get the grounded hitbox on the platform.
Yeah.
And I already have to respect Witch Time. So Bayo's better at platform camping.
What's broken about shield drop down there?
It was
So
like
you know how,
it was like frame 1.
yeah. So like it's in this game too. It's like the delay, and then she falls down. You just got the landing hitbox immediately. You could also do it out of. You also could do it out of hit stun
Yeah.
if you're close enough to the ground.
Yeah.
Like hit you, and you get an instant down air. It was, I don't know why that was a thing, but yeah, it was a good
Right.
character.
So it's like,
And it was a lot stronger last game, like significantly.
It was like
die at 80.
It was like very, very questionably powerful. Like
the grounded hit.
Like there's no way they intended this powerful.
Actually, the down air hit
the down air itself was
spike. Everything was strong about it.
It was killing you at 0 at like stage level.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Dude,
it's such a cool move, dude. That move is so cool.
It is very cool. Whenever like
Smash 4 Bayo just gets me so pissed.
Whenever
I'm so
like
angry.
I don't get pissed.
I just be like, dude, I really lost on this. That's crazy. Like, what?
I mean, look at Cloud's move. People lost with Cloud.
I lost with both. And Donkey Kong.
No, Donkey Kong definitely.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong was like not that level.
No, I meant like the combination.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Talks about Smash 4 makes it every person that talks about the prior game either makes it seem really, really, really good or really, really, really bad. There's very rarely a middle ground.
Yeah. I mean,
people used to talk about Brawl like, bro, that game was terrible. Tripping sucked. Meta Knight and Ice Climbers being those characters sucked. All right, let me change that. I actually loved Meta Knight and Brawl, but every other character sucked, and I just wanted every other character to be as good as Meta Knight, because Meta Knight was the most fun character in the game, even though I didn't play him. But if everybody was as good as Meta Knight, I'm like, this game, nice.
I think the more fair thing to say is like the game didn't age well. I feel like it's really unfair to just be like, yeah, that game was trash. And it's like, of course you're saying that now because you've played like newer versions of the game. Like you played Smash 4, there's quality of life changes. You played Ultimate, there's quality of life changes, right? Like there's so many like I think the fair thing to say is like that game did not age well. But like I remember playing Brawl back then and like that was like the most precious game in my life. I like spent so much time playing that game. I probably spent more time playing Brawl than I did Smash 4 and Ultimate combined. Like I can honestly say that. Obviously, it was a different time in my life. I was a high schooler, no responsibilities, video games. That was it. But yeah. Like,
you know what character was really annoying, dude?
Yeah, actually, I would agree with that.
You know what character was annoying?
What?
Brawl,
what game?
Brawl Olimar.
I knew you were gonna say that. I don't know why.
Dude, I did not have fun. Ever.
Nobody actually no, there was one player in Hawaii that played Olimar, but like it just our levels of campness were nothing compared to like Tri-State. So like I just my Brawl experience comparatively to other people that especially that lived in Tri-State, I'm like, man, I had so much fun in Brawl. Like we just ran at each other and we hit each other. It was super fun. We were comboing each other.
I didn't play offline. I was playing against Wi-Fi Olimar.
Oh, see, that's even worse.
Oh, and Brawl Wi-Fi, that joint
was so bad.
I was playing a different game than y'all.
Yeah.
I was playing against Olimar, Rob, Meta Knight, Snake,
oh my God.
Ike.
Ike's jab was nice in that game.
Yeah, people would just like try to smash attack you.
That drone.
Yeah.
Like
the chain jabs. Yeah. Dude, Brawl had tech, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. Brawl had some dumb shit like chain grabbing and planking and all that other dumb shit. But like, there was tech in that game, and it felt so satisfying when you like landed the tech or like executed everything. Like it was just you could do so much cool shit. Like the fucking pit arrow, like looping around shit. Like there was just so much cool shit in that game.
That's just
All right, I should just tell the stream.
I dropped a quarter.
I'm gonna tell. I'm actually like I like decided that before we even went live, I'm going to do the world tour thing.
Oh snap! We got announcements.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to compete in the world tour thing.
Everyone that wanted to see Tweek compete in Wi-Fi tournaments.
Are you guys fucking happy?
For so long.
Are you happy?
Yeah. He is confirmed competing. Let's fucking go. I know Gimmer's smiling right now. Put it on the thumbnail.
Put his name in the title right now.
Oh, snap.
It's been a while. It has been a while.
I'm super excited.
Are you really gonna use Diddy Kong? Hell fucking yeah! What the hell?
Well, yeah, that's like his Wi-Fi character. Well, that's his like character, and it's his Wi-Fi character.
You about to see these dash attacks.
The slaps.
Dash attack is so good. It's so. But I just turn my brain off sometimes and just start spinning, bro.
It's so hyped that it's a combo starter in this game. The fact that you combo off of it is so sick.
At every percent ever.
Sick, yeah.
It's like frame fast too. I forget what frame it is, but it's like fast.
It's like 6, 5, no 6. Yeah, I think it's 6 or 7.
I think it's 7.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, 6 or 7, one of the two. But so we were talking earlier about like what makes tournaments like kind of hype, I guess. And then with all these Wi-Fi events, obviously one of the big things is it doesn't have the same feel for some of these big legacy events. Obviously not all the top players attend them, and like it's just I feel like the Smash Tour is just going to feel more hype because their structure, right, where it's just like, okay, this event leads into this event, which like you're like playing for like a bigger purpose, because like all these other big events, like when you really break it down, when you strip away the legacy, when you strip, it's like it's just another tournament, right? But the thing that makes it hype is it's all going into the PGR, right? It's like, okay, like boom, this super big event, like dang, I did not so great there, but I can still redeem myself here, and like blah 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 blah, and like it all like comes together to make this one big greater purpose thing of the rankings, right? I think the Smash Tour is definitely going to be really hype because we're going to have somewhat of that structure again, where it's like, okay, this leads into this, which leads into this, which all together, boom boom boom, and then the grand finale kind of deal. So I definitely think it's going to be really fun to either just compete in it or just watch other people compete in it, because it really feels like all these other events that are happening just kind of like feel like locals, which isn't a bad thing. It's like consistent content, right? But it's just, it doesn't have like that greater purpose kind of feel to it.